Hello, good afternoon. My name is SHUVO BHATTACHARJEE, and I am responsible for product management, product strategy, and technical sales for all of Lear's electronics products. And I'm very happy to have this opportunity to speak to you today. Even though this is a recorded video, I plan to be available in person for any questions you have at the end of this video. I hope this presentation gives you a better insight into the changes in the automotive architectures and how we, as a major tier 1 supplier, are planning to adapt to it in strong collaboration with our supplier partners. When I started preparing this presentation, I realized that the topic was too narrow and did not cover the vast architecture changes in the automobile. These are not just the dynamic changes related to moving from an internal combustion engine to an electrified powertrain. It is also the changes taking place in the electrical and electronics architectures in almost all the segments. And software is becoming a key driver for performance and differentiation for the OEMs. So the title of this presentation may be different from what I had proposed earlier. So I broke my presentation down into 4 sections, and I wanted to start by introducing Lear for those who may not know us well. Lear is one of the top automotive suppliers with revenues close to 20 billion per year, with over 175,000 employees globally. We have 251 facilities across 38 countries, and with a heritage of being in this industry for over 100 years. We specialize in automotive seating and electronics in 2 divisions. Our seating division is the largest of the 2, with over 12.7 billion in sales, and the E-Systems is about 4.3 billion in sales. And we specialize in wiring harnesses, terminals and connectors, low voltage and high voltage electronics. I belong to the E-Systems division, and I'm based in Southfield, Michigan in the United States. Our focus has always been the people who work together in our plants and offices, and also the communities where we work and live. We are very proud to be consistently ranked the top 100 of the most admired companies. Our commitment to our communities extends to the environment as well. We are committed to lowering our carbon emissions by 50% by the year 2030 and achieve 100% reliance on renewable energies for our plants also by 2030, and to become carbon neutral by 2050. We are seeking partnerships with suppliers as well as our customers to achieve greater sustainability through our product designs, manufacturing, and logistics. We foresee that this is going to be a key requirement from our customers that our supplier partners will also have to meet. Another core value of the company includes our commitment to succeed with greater diversity, equity, and inclusion among our employees. It is quite usual for us to join a call and hear different languages, different accents, and people from different time zones all coming together to solve a challenge. And our commitment does not stop at the door. We care for the communities we live in. For example, during the peak of the COVID-19 pandemic, we demonstrated our commitments to our communities in Ciudad Juarez and Apodaca in Nuevo León. Lear acquired COVID vaccination doses for our employees in these plants, and in collaboration with the regional health authorities, provided over 120,000 vaccines, not just to our employees, but also to the community. We also donated over 100,000 masks and 15,000 influenza doses to the community. Now, let's talk about our products. The E-Systems division focuses on 4 different product groups. This includes wiring harnesses for high voltage and low voltage applications, which is the biggest component of our business today. Connection systems, which includes bus bars, battery and cell connection systems, high voltage and low voltage terminals and connectors. The electronic control modules, which includes telematic control unit, which is the cell phone for the car, body and zone controllers, as well as the power distribution boxes. And finally, the high voltage electrification products include the battery disconnect units, which are manufactured here in Apodaca, as well as integrated power modules, which charge the battery. Sorry, slide problems. Which also charge the battery and power other DC networks in the vehicle. All of these products are high growth areas, which require significant innovation and engineering to provide the best-in-class performance to our customers. When we look at the challenges and the changes that we are forecasting for the products, when we look at the challenges that we are forecasting for the products we design and manufacture, we see 5 key trends. Despite the challenges in 2021 and 2022, we forecast a strong growth in the automotive production volumes in the 21 to 2026 timeframe. In addition to that, we see a significant growth in the volume of electrified powertrains in the marketplace. This is driven by a combination of regulations in major European cities and the governments across the globe that are providing incentives to consumers to buy these vehicles. But we're also seeing a big drive from the consumers through their acceptance and awareness of the benefits of the electric vehicles. It is exciting to see the possibilities brought by fully electric vehicles, especially in lifestyle-changing ways. Home charging means that you don't have to go and periodically fill up your tank at a petrol station. You can charge overnight in the convenience of your own home. Widely available charging stations are going to make it easier and less stressful to quickly charge your vehicle when traveling long distances at a fraction of the cost of gasoline and at a much lower carbon footprint. And the availability of bidirectional power from the onboard batteries means that in the near future, power outages may not be a problem. The food in the fridge may not get wasted. Health products will continue working because you can connect the car to your home. Construction sites will not need a generator to power the electric tools. You can plug in the tools to your car and have the battery on the car power these and provide 11 to 22 kilowatts of electrical power to these tools. And camping in the dark will be purely optional. We also forecast a huge increase in the amount of onboard and cloud-based software. Safety and comfort functions, such as the advanced driver assistance systems and greater personalization of the vehicle performance, will drive a sustained growth of software content year over year. Along with this trend, we will need more powerful and flexible compute platforms. And these compute platforms will migrate from a domain-based architecture to a zonal architecture. And I will cover that in a following slide. Also, cloud-based software will bring more powerful calibration capabilities to the vehicle. This will allow highly personalized software calibrations for your powertrain, chassis control systems, depending upon, for example, where you are located, the climate where you are based, and the kinds of loads or driver profile that you present. These calibrations will require over-the-air programming and large amounts of data transfer that has to come from the cloud to the vehicle, as well as from the vehicle out to the cloud. And this has to be done in a secured way. We see the role of connectivity devices penetrate more and more vehicles with greater data bandwidth than ever before. What does it mean? This implies that cybersecurity and functional safety will remain critical topics for the foreseeable future. And the demand for more sensors and actuators and local controllers will continue. We will add more electronics to improve the driver experience, customization, and safer and higher performance of our vehicles in the future. Just to give you an example, the graph on the left-hand side shows the increase in the number of microcontrollers when comparing a hybrid or an electric vehicle to an internal combustion engine. As you move to the right, you will see the number of controllers increasing as you go from A segment to E segment. And even within the segment, the number of controllers increases as you go from an internal combustion engine to a full electric vehicle. So hopefully this gives you an idea of what we see. And this is a picture from 2021. So the forecast for the future is even more aggressive. Here is an example of how we see the migration of electrical architectures from domain to zonal controllers. Previous architectures used to have multiple ECUs specific to functions that they were controlling. This migrated to 2025, where we are focused on domain control systems, which have one ECU that manages all aspects of a particular domain. This could be a powertrain domain, a safety domain, a body domain, infotainment, and also safety and ADAS. What we see happening in the future is that the domains will go, instead of domains, we're going to a zonal controller system where the vehicle will have controllers that will manage the specific zones in the vehicle. That means the same ECU will be running functions for different types of applications, for example, braking, for example, body control, comfort, and safety. This changes the architecture significantly. But the benefit of this is that it allows the reduction of the weight, cost, and size of wiring harnesses, while adding more sensors and actuators to make the vehicle smarter. So the question is, how do we adapt to this change? It is very clear to us that for us to be able to adapt to this change, we will have to heavily collaborate between our customers and our suppliers. Assuming that we can continue to develop the best solutions in-house or succeed by just reducing cost is just not going to work. We will need stronger collaboration. That is a real reason I'm here to talk to you today. The lessons from the COVID-related disruptions highlight the need to be able to survive and continue delivering products despite the disruptions in the supply chain. This will mean the selection of supplier partners who can provide a diversified supply base that is localized and provides pre-validated components that go into our products. If you look at an engine from a 1950s vehicle and compare it to an engine from a 2022 vehicle, you will see how many new sensors were added. These were added to solve a problem either related to efficiency, performance, or safety. These kinds of evolutions will still need to happen for the electric vehicles. And the identification of these problems and solving them will require suppliers to work together as collaborators. Today, a vast number of our suppliers work with us only when an RFQ is presented. We do not get to see new ideas or innovations that happen behind the scenes, behind the closed doors at the suppliers, and we would love to hear that from you. Maybe this is because we do not ask for such innovations, or the suppliers are very concerned about protecting their intellectual property, but we can fix it. But it's very clear that for us to move forward faster, we welcome ideas that solve a problem better than what we could do ourselves. Collaboration and faster time to market is a key ingredient for us to be successful. These collaborations could be done in the form of joint development activities. This could lead to products, to technologies, or even ideas on how to do things better. This is something that we as suppliers to the customers, to the OEMs, have done for many years. And these have yielded phenomenal products with phenomenal innovations faster time to market for the last many years. And we could use a similar architecture, similar partnerships agreement with you as suppliers to improve the products and solve problems. One of the benefits of such joint development is we could come together and work on funding, bring our expertise, and help take a product to maturity quicker. And you can retain your intellectual property. So it could be a win-win. The acceptance of electric vehicles and other emerging technologies will rely on high quality to deliver greater customer expectations. Here, innovation is necessary not only for product development and manufacturing, but also to reduce cost. Today, there is approximately a 30% cost premium for electric vehicles when compared to an internal combustion engine. This, given the fact that the number of moving parts in an electric vehicle is much fewer than an internal combustion engine. This makes the electric vehicles less competitive without strong government incentives. We are looking for strong partnerships in creating ways to reduce costs by avoiding waste and engineering the cost out of the process and the cost out of the design without impacting performance. Many good ideas are often beaten in the marketplace by those that are available quicker. So time to market is critical. So we may have to change our mindset to bring a good idea to our customers before it is fully mature. And we have methods of doing this. Because often the first good enough solution to market owns the biggest market share. So my ask is work with us, bringing your ideas to us so we can together make better products. But finally, none of these matter if we cannot design and manufacture a product with flawless quality, best-in-class performance at a very competitive price. As you can see, none of this is possible by the tier 1 suppliers alone. Partnership with tier 2s, academic institutions, and engineering service companies are needed for us to meet the customer expectation. And we are here to talk to you to foster that discussion. To give you an example of what challenges we face in this region, here is a picture of an onboard charger product. And we are looking for reliable partners for die casting, friction stir welding, brazing, and also for companies that can develop custom magnetics for transformers, semiconductors, as well as people who can do testing and validation of high voltage electronics. This is a highly specialized field, and we rely on suppliers in different parts of the world. We'd like to see if we can find partners in this region who can actually help us get to these objectives. So as a summary of the previous slides, I would like to leave you with this call to action. Become a supplier partner. Jointly developing new technologies, understanding our challenges as your customer, bring new ideas to us, and collaborate with our engineering and purchasing teams. Let's not wait for an RFQ to come before we start solving a problem that your experts already foresee and in some cases have already solved. We, along with our customers and partners, have to remain hyper-vigilant on cost. Keep in mind, the total cost when you respond to a quotation is not the final deciding factor. Manufacturing capex, freight and packaging, warranty are equally important to the piece price. So work with us on how you present your proposal, understand our needs, and help us understand your cost structure so we can together come up with a creative way of solving the cost puzzle. As the competition for the EV space heats up, the demand to solve problems around performance and safety will require us to move faster. we're already seeing requests for quicker turnarounds in RFQs, sample timing, prototyping, and time to production. In order for us to meet this demand, we will need to have technologies that are pre-vetted, pre-developed, and to a high degree of maturity with concept validation, design validation, wherever possible. And in order for us to meet this demand, we will need supplier partners who can help us. The long lesson of COVID that most of us will remember for the rest of our careers will be the supply chain disruptions. This is making the OEMs and all the suppliers very sensitive to supply chain continuity. To solve this, we need to plan dual sourcing and dual validation of critical components. We will have to design in the capability to substitute sensitive subcomponents so that we are able to survive and continue production even if we have disruptions in one part of the supply chain. As a supplier, we would like to work with you to see how could you vertically integrate where it makes sense so you can retain more value and provide greater quality assurance. And of course, drive for localization of subcomponents. With that, I end my presentation. Thank you again for your attention, and I'll be available for any questions you have.